Greetings, everyone. Thank you for tuning in for a very special time as we reveal the field and the draw for both the 2026 U.S. Cup and the 2026 Nations Cup tournaments. These are the Twilight Struggle Community's two team-based tournaments, and we are excited to host them both. Get the brackets, well, not the brackets, get the groups revealed and get people playing. I'm joined, as always, for these draws by J.R. Jones. J.R., how you doing?
Doing great, Justin. I'm excited to be here. As we've both said before, these federations tournaments are a huge blast. Really excited to be in the U.S. Cup again this year, and yeah, I can't wait to get these sorted and see how it's going to shake out.
Yeah, these are always fun tournaments to play. I enjoy them, both Nations Cup and U.S. Cup. So we'll start with the U.S. Cup, move to Nations Cup in a moment, as soon as we're done here. So U.S. Cup will have 12 teams, so we're going to have two groups of six. We will then have each team play six games. It'll be a one-game round robin for a total of five games, and then one crossover game. So each member of Group A will play one team, will play all the other members of Group A, and one team from Group B. So that'll give everybody six games. First tiebreaker will be head to head. We'll rank them by points. First tiebreaker will be head to head. Second one will be we'll throw out the crossover game, and then we'll go to turn score if we absolutely have to. So, without further ado, let us get to it. So, Jr., we've got the teams kind of seeded by pots. Georgia is our defending champion, and then Texas has had quite a run in this tournament as well, although they finished off the podium last year in fourth place. So a couple of good teams here. We'll just spin the wheel, and whichever team we land on will go into Group A. So, Jr., tell me about Texas and Georgia.
Um, let's start with Texas. They're the classic team here. They have a well-earned pot one, even if last year didn't go quite as well as they probably would have hoped. They are consistently at or near the top of their group. They're always in the playoffs. Team Ed Prem, as we call them, are one of the most consistent U.S. Cup teams, and always a joy to be in here. And for Georgia, I'll be honest, I did not expect Georgia to be the team to win it all. But not only did they win it all, but they won it all pretty decisively. I mean, they won a very tough group. Both of us in there, and I think we're no slouches. They beat Texas, and then they went through the playoffs and won it all. I was not expecting that at all, but very huge congratulations to them. They played excellent TS. It was a well earned win. So excited to see if they can repeat some of their success this year.
Indeed, and they were actually the bottom pot last year. They were in pot 7, and they won the whole thing. Their only loss was to some plucky upstart from the District of Columbia. So quite a U.S. Cup for Georgia. We'll see if they can replicate that in 2026. Let's spin the wheel here. Who's going to be in Group A? It'll be Texas, the Lone Star State. So Lone Star United slots into Group A. Georgia into Group B. Moving along, we have Washington and is it New Jersey? Yes, Washington and New Jersey in Pot 2. Washington, Casey Alexander's squad won it all in 2023. And then New Jersey, I believe, won it all the year before that. Am I right about that? Or excuse me, Washington won it
Yeah,
all in 2024, New Jersey in 2023.
yes, that is correct. And Washington also won it all in 2021, impressively with basically a completely different squad. Casey had kind of resurrected the team in 2024 with a new group of faces and brought it back and won it all.
Indeed. So, yeah, Washington and New Jersey are the only other teams to have made it to have won the whole thing. So they're rather our two most recent champions. So they are pot 2. Who's going to be in Group A? It's going to be Washington. So slot in Washington. Whoa, slot in Washington along with Texas, and then New Jersey will go with Georgia. Pot 3, DC, my own team, District of Columbia and Massachusetts. DC made it in question in your decision to your question, Patrick. We actually initially had DC and California both in pot three, given that they are the only two remaining teams with multiple medals. But JR advocated for moving California down to pot four. I think it was mostly just because he wanted a shot at us. Is that right, JR?
I think what I said was Massachusetts really did deserve to be in pot three after having a very good season last year. And I must have just been feeling magnanimous that day, so I elected to move California down. But yeah, I mean, we get DC in the draw, and it's an easy dub. Like that's never
Yep.
a doubt. So hopefully that's the way that works out.
Yep, I'm sure that's what you're looking for. But let's spin the wheel. So whoever we land on will be with Texas and Washington, and it's going to be the District of Columbia. So we will slot in here. Ted and I will.
Nice rematch against your boys, Texas. So
Yes.
excited for that one on stream.
Yes, Texas beat us last year, knocked us out. We beat them the year before to win our pot. So yeah, we've got a good history with Texas with some interesting games on both sides. Okay, moving along to pot four, we get JR. You talk about these ones.
So Team Illinois, the team that always beats Justin. We love that. Everyone knows Team Illinois. We got Derek Miller. We got Jeremy Anders. We got Matt Dominski, a.k.a. MA66. We've got Frank. I think that's their normal squad. And then California, last year squeaked in the playoffs and didn't have quite the outcome we wanted, but we're looking for some revenge this upcoming year. I'll be back there. Patrick should be around. Warren Wells is usually around. He's a great player. Jan Wimmer, he's around. So looking forward to having a good year with the boys. It's always a fun time. If you're watching this and from California and want to join, reach out to me or Justin, and he can forward it to me if you don't know who I am.
Yep, and you guys do a great job of headlining Summit into a known junta with DEF CON at 3 and having that turn out really well for you. So
You
congratulations.
got to roll the
for that.
dice sometimes.
Yeah.
You got to roll the dice sometimes.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Okay, so let's spin let us spin. I know JR is hoping to be picked here for Group A, and oh no, it's gonna be
It's okay.
much to my chagrin and JR's as well. We draw Illinois, and
What?
California
I'm
goes to the
excited
other
to
column.
get I'm excited to get a shot at Georgia after they, I think, kind of whomped us last year. So
Yeah, they did that to a
looking
lot
for
of
some
people.
revenge there. Yeah.
Moving along to pot 5, we've got Maryland and Colorado. Maryland, led by Jim Hafley, rhymes with safely, finished second in Atlantic League this year. Along with Jeff Watkins, they had a good run in their first year. They won their group, made it to the semifinals, but ended up finishing fourth. Colorado, led by Jordan Cass, he's got a new member of his team, Michael Stone, will be playing with Jordan. They had a practice game not too long ago. Jordan said it went well. He's excited to play with Michael this year. So a couple of good players. And anything to add here, JR?
No, two good players. Excited to see either of these teams in my group. So, yeah.
Let's
I'm
spin the
excited to see
wheel.
what happens.
And it's going to be Colorado. Interesting. Okay, so Colorado into Group A, Maryland in Group B. Both of them proactive schedulers, which is my favorite attribute of a U.S. Cup team.
Absolutely.
And finally, we have Pennsylvania, returning after a 1-year absence, although most of them played under the Ohio flag last year. Just barely missed the playoffs on turn score by, I believe, 2 turns. And then New York, led by Sarah Judd. New York has played every year, has not had a ton of success, but they did make the playoffs, I believe, 3 years ago. So New York and Pennsylvania both hoping to get back to the playoffs after a couple of year absence. Let's spin the wheel for them. And who is it going to be? It is going to be Pennsylvania.
And a nice mix of the groups here, Justin, I'll say, compared to 2025. Pretty well separated, so we all get to play some new folks.
Yeah. That's good. We've got we sometimes these groups wind up similar, and this year we've got some good mixing around of groups. So all right, JR, those are our groups, and I guess now we should move on to our crossover games. So
sounds good.
I guess let's take the teams in Group B, put them on the list there. Okay, so those are our 6 Group B teams, and we'll just pick, and we'll go down the line for Group A, and whoever we land on will be that team's opponent. I'll write them down here, and then I'll do the schedule later with sides and everything like that. I needed to wait on that until we had the crossover games locked in. But here we go. So, which team from Group B will play against Texas? Texas will get New York. Okay.
All right.
So a couple of big states going at it there. Next, who will play Washington? That's going to be Maryland. So Jim Hafley's squad will take on Casey Alexander in Washington. All right. Well, we have 4 teams left. Let's just get this. This is obviously going to be California, who's going to play District of Columbia. So let's get that out of the way.
That's right.
Oh, no. No.
Why do we rig these before the stream if you're not even going to do it right?
No, indeed. So instead, the District of Columbia draws the defending champions, Georgia.
Yeah, excited for that one.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Hope you guys will all tune in for that one. I know California was hoping to get a shot at us, but they missed. They had two chances at it, but just missed it there. All right, who's going to play Illinois? And that'll be Massachusetts. Finally, we've got who is going to play Colorado. And that's going to be New Jersey.
Save the best for last.
So Pennsylvania will take on California. And those are our crossover games. All right, JR, what do you think of our groups? What do you think of this draw? Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I think honestly both of these groups came out pretty even. I think we ended up pretty nice. I mean, it helps with only having 2 teams per pot, but some exciting crossover games there. We have some nice streamer coverage. Group A definitely a little more represented in terms of streaming with you and Illinois and Texas, who puts up the VODs, but and Colorado, I guess, even. But, California's going to do our best in Group B. Maybe we can get some other people to at least post some videos, if not stream them.
Yes.
So yeah, looking forward to it. California, of course, gonna go 6-0 and win the group, no question there. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I guess we will have of our 4 teams that stream live. 3 of them are in Group A, so we should get most Group A games streamed live. We will get VODs from Texas and from Pennsylvania as well. And then, of course, California streams live. I'm going to try and get some of these other games, stream them recorded on my channel. But I do love a good U.S. Cup game, so excited about that.
And recording a game is very easy, especially if someone else is going to comment it. You don't have to worry about the sound. So if you're out there for any of those teams, shoot us a line. We can tell you how to record a game and send it over. It's a lot of fun.
Good thinking. Yes, thank you, Patrick. We will try not to miss the playoffs again. Last year was the first year District of Columbia missed the playoffs, and we're hoping not to repeat that. But
that happened in any other federations tournaments, Justin, that you were in, where your team missed the playoffs for the first year?
Well, no, I don't think. Wait a minute. There was one where that happened, and that is Nations Cup. So great
Wow.
segue, JR. So glad we have you here. That's a fantastic segue to our other draw, which is for Nations Cup. Last year, Team USA had made the Team USA made the knockout round every year of the tournament, but last year we missed. We crashed out in the group stage, went 1-3. Got absolutely thrashed by Harib's Spain squad. So here's hoping that doesn't happen again. So JR, before we dive in here, can you talk a little bit about the seeding system and our format?
Yeah. So we have three groups here. Obviously, so three groups of seven, which means everyone's going to play 6 games, which seems like a nice group number of games to play in groups. These games are always a little difficult to schedule when you're trying to get several people from around the world together to play for a few hours. For the seeding, we're using kind of a variation on what we use for Champions League Federation seeding, actually, where we kind of based it off past results over the last couple years of Nations Cup. We did give a little bit of a boost to the teams that were in the podium last year, but I think that's pretty well deserved, pretty uncontroversial. And beyond that, you're kind of just going based on past performance in Nations Cup. You know, group stage plus however you did in playoffs if you made it there. Um, Sad to see. I am of course rooting for the United States in Nations Cup, so sad to see them in pot 4. But rooting big time for you guys to make us proud this year and get the dub.
Yes, I am also rooting for that. We had elections for that for U.S. Cup for Team USA this year. So those were interesting. Ended up re-electing our returning 4 members and adding one Derek Miller. So all Team USA's games will be streamed either on my channel or on his. Derek definitely has the better production value of the two. But hoping, again, like we said, for U.S. Cup, that we can get a lot of these games streamed live or at the very least put up on YouTube after for folks to enjoy. And
I will say real quick, Justin, if you don't mind, that I do have to announce a conflict of interest. I am actively pursuing a lawsuit against Team USA for the fraudulent election to elect not me onto the team. So I have served Team USA papers, and we will be going to court to stop this deal.
yes, did we not stop the count in time?
Yeah, it's exactly right. A lot of illegal late votes came in. If we had paper ballots, this wouldn't have happened. But for some reason, we allowed online voting, and it was rigged.
Yeah.
I think that I heard a lot of Chinese players were just voting for Derek Miller.
Yep. Yep. And you know what? I did field several calls from people asking me to find 13 votes for Derek.
That's right.
So
That's right.
just asking me to find. I don't know where I was supposed to find him, but
But
you know,
slam dunk lawsuit.
yep.
I'll be there.
Yes, no doubt about it. But while that plays out and goes through the federal court system, we will move on for the draw here. And so we've got we'll stick each of these teams into a group and get going. So without further ado, let's go Hong Kong, Belgium, and Canada. So which one of these teams will be in Group A? Oh, it's going to be Canada. JR, do you know anybody from Team Canada?
I'm honestly not positive that Canada is a real country. I've never heard of it. It probably won't be a real country soon, so can't think of anyone there. Brad McCoy, I think is there. He's a good player.
That's right, Brad the Real McCoy.
Yeah, and Joy, he's another good player. I played him for some reason a ton of times. He's got to be one of my most played people in competitive games. Very good player. We've split a handful of games overall.
Okay. Yeah, a couple good players. I don't know if there are any other good players on Canada, but that's fine. Moving along, will it be Belgium or Hong Kong in Group B? It'll be Belgium.
The winners last year, the defending champs here. Big congratulations to them. That team led, of course, by who's the lead? Hickam. Hickam is the Belgian captain.
Yes. They had a nice run last year. Yes, Jeremy, you did miss U.S. Cup. We did that first, but here are the seedings. You've got to be thrilled specifically to just see this. So there you guys go. Moving along to pot number 2, that means Hong Kong slides into Group C. And moving to pot number 2, Israel, South Korea, and the People's Republic of China. Who's going to be in Group A? It's going to be Israel, whose font is much bigger than the other two.
They have had a lot of success in the past in Nations Cup. Last year, I think, was a little less, maybe their least successful season, honestly. But I'm sure they're looking to have a little bit better and get some revenge. No, they still made the playoffs last year. They just got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, and they just didn't have the pleasure of facing us in the playoffs because we didn't get there. Instead, they beat us in the group stage. So our history with Israel,
that's right,
not so much fun. South Korea and China. We're looking at South Korea for Group B. Is that Youngbae Park and company, BH?
Yeah, they do rotate a little bit, but I'm sure that Youngbae will be there. I'm sure that some other ones will be there. I don't think BH actually played in Nations Cup last year, but Youngbae is always there, and he brings along a gaggle of good Koreans. There's so many to choose from.
Yes, a lot of great players from there. Moving along to pot number 3, Catalonia, Belarus, and Spain. Catalonia led by David Herry, Belarus by Yuri, and Spain. JR, help me out. Who runs that team?
Spain, I think it's Jarib, is I believe how you say that name.
Yep.
Jarib.
Yeah. Okay. Something like that.
Yeah, never heard of him, honestly.
Okay. So who's going to be in Group A? It'll be Belarus.
Yeah, that's a team with some good players. They haven't had as much success recently in the Nations Cup, but a very good team. Excited to see how they do.
Yeah. And then we've got Spain and Catalonia for Group B. It's going to be Spain. So they'll slot in.
Good luck to
the defending champs and South Korea.
Good luck to Harib.
Yeah. And then Catalonia into Group C. JR, I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure I could point out Catalonia on a map, but it is close to Spain, isn't it?
Catalonia is a sub-region of Spain that would arguably like to be independent from Spain, similar to Basque country.
Okay.
It's in kind of the northwestern area of Spain, maybe like northeast. I don't know. It's in northern Spain. They kind of want to be independent.
All right.
It's a contentious peninsula.
Similar to California in the U.S. That sounds about right. Okay. Moving along to pot 4, we've got Poland, the United States, and Sweden. Not a good year for the U.S. last year, but Poland and Sweden, a couple of great teams as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, honestly, a really tough pot 4 there. Those are 3 teams that if I was one of the other places, I wouldn't really want any of these teams up against me.
Yeah, so U.S. As the U.S., we finished 1-3 last year. Sweden also 1-3, and then Poland won their group, but ended up crashing out in the quarterfinals. So a rough tournament by their standards for all three teams. And so we'll see. These are 3. I don't know if we'd call them traditional powers. Certainly would say that for Poland. But 3 teams looking to rebound a little bit this year. So which one will be in Group A? We will have the United States. The Americans will be in Group A, and that I'm very happy to see because we'll be matched up with of America. I forgot the of America. We'll be matched up with Canada. Maybe get that game scheduled on a weeknight. Oh man, a weeknight Nations Cup game. I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, when Max sees this, he's going to be jumping with joy that one of his games will be relatively easy to schedule.
Yes. So I can't. No, I'm not going to have any comment on the strength of these teams. Although I do remember playing a game against Canada a few years ago. Ted and I played a game against Canada where they spaced Suez and Sock Govs on turn 3 and forgot about blockade. But I think they have grown since then. So I expect a bit of an easier matchup. Group A could be tough. Moving along to Group B, we will see Poland or Sweden. It's going to be Poland. Poland, JR, tell me about Poland. Are there any good players of Twilight Struggle in Poland? I can't recall any off the top of my head.
I I don't know. It's one of those countries that isn't really that relevant to Twilight Struggle. I doubt they even have like 6 or 7 people in the top 20 right now. Um, pretty pretty weak player base. I mean, they got a couple people, Z, Katya, Bartosz, Rafal, but not a super strong country. Only it looks like 5 players in the top 20 right now.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay. Only 5 players in the top 20. How many of those that have names you could pronounce?
I mean, as you just heard, zero.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I butchered every single one of those. So,
Yeah. Spain and Poland together in Group B, along with the defending champs. And then, of course, the Asian powerhouse in South Korea. Group B shaping up may be the group of death, but we'll see.
as you know, it's required when you're doing a draw to put Z and Harib against each other. So there was really no choice, nothing we could do there. You had to put Spain with Poland.
Yeah, I wanted to call up the Nations Cup 2023 draw, but but the U.S., Spain, and Poland were all together in group play in that one, so that was
Yeah,
certainly interesting.
I need to try and recover that somehow. I don't know what happened. It was before I took it over, but the 2023 Nations Cup page is just completely gone from this spreadsheet. So I'm going to
Oh,
try and recover it at some point, but
that's a
it's
shame.
missing for now. Yeah.
All right, moving along to pot five, we've got Italy, Netherlands, Basque Country. This is one of two all Europe pods. So let's see who's going to join Group A. It's going to be Italy. Last year, we got Team USA got smoked by Netherlands, so I'm glad we are going to be able to avoid them this year. Netherlands or Basque Country will slide into Group B. Who will it be? It's going to be Basque Country.
Here we go.
Now, I'm not all
Get to
that
play
familiar
the
with the Basque
Rivals, the
Country
Spaniards.
team. Is that Markel, JR?
Yeah, last year they had Markel, they had Axel and Bedart. Lara Cortea just crushed that. Was also on the team, so I hope that all 3 of them will be back.
But Bedart, if you are on the if you're on the stream, let us know how JR did. He didn't roll his R's though. I believe it's Bedart Raracochea.
Yeah, I can't roll my R's. Too
So
wide.
Bedart consistently gives me a C plus B minus type grade, which I think is pretty good. I think one time he even gave me a B plus. So we will keep working on that. But Basque Country slides into Group B and Netherlands into Group C. So that's pot five for you. U.S. Cup. Sorry, yes. Enlighter. I'm sorry, Enlighter. I forget. Who is Enlighter, JR?
I also forget.
All right. Enlighter, identify yourself for us. But yes, this is group. Oh, you are Trevor. Okay.
Trevor.
I was thinking it was Trevor, but I didn't want to say it in case he was somebody else. But Trevor, great to have you on the stream. Yeah, you have been slotted into Group B. And yeah, here is your group. And you will actually be playing against DC in your crossover game, which one of the few teams to be scared of DC. Not that you guys should be scared of anybody as the defending champs, but I believe we were the only team to beat you in the entire tournament last year. So hoping that'll be a good one. Okay. So we are back to Nations Cup. Pot number 6, Greece, Taiwan, and France. Who's going to join Group A? It'll be France. So that's Franck Rondepierre, I believe? Or is it Antoine?
Franck, I believe. Yes, correct. I think Antoine is also on the team, though, usually. And Hervé.
Yes. Okay. And then for Group B, we got Greece or Taiwan. It's going to be Taiwan. Good luck to them.
Just avoided the Civil War group in Group C.
Yeah. And we will go to we'll put Greece into Group C. And that leaves pot number 7, Russia, Australia, and then Team Turkey. So Turkey is a new team this year. They are making their return after, I believe, a 2-year absence. But excited to have them back. Which one of them will slot into Group A? That's going to be Australia.
Who's running Team Turkey now, Justin?
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I said, who is running Team Turkey? Who revived them?
I believe it is owner.
Oh, nice.
His name looks like Kulak Sizoglu. But I'm sure that is not how you pronounce it. Any Turkish folks in the chat or folks who know Onur, please chime in. Let me know how to pronounce that one because I don't think I got it right. And we are going to so the final spin of the wheel here to see which of these two teams will be in Group B, and it's going to be Turkey. So, Turkey into Group B, Russia into Group C. And, okay, these are our groups. Now, I do want to say, I want to just make clear that we're having a bit of a bigger playoff this year than in prior years. 4 teams out of each group will make the playoffs. So that'll be a 12-team playoff. Winners of each group will get a bye, and the top second-place team, as seeded by, of course, number of points, then... by place in the group, number of points, and then turn score if necessary. We'll rank the teams 1 through 12 and seed them, and we will give teams that finish higher, we will give the higher seeds advantages in the playoffs. We will give them side selection, and we will give them wins in tiebreakers, just to try and make the group stage mean a little bit more, given that we are being so generous with playoff spots. Want to make sure that we give the teams that finish higher more advantages so that there's a meaningful difference between finishing first and finishing fourth. So,
yeah,
that is that. And JR, anything to add there?
No, I'm excited for that format. I think that makes a lot of sense. There's definitely a difference over 6 games between finishing first and fourth in a group. So I think it's well earned to get a little bit of an advantage if you manage to go, 6-0 or 5-1.
Yes. All right. Well, there's some chat about which group is the group of death. JR, give me your group of death pick and tell me why.
I am going to have to disagree with Alex saying that Group C is the group of death. Not that any of these groups are easy, but I think I'm going to go with Group B. Spain, Poland, Basque Country, Taiwan, all 4 in those pots are very, very good teams who've done a lot in the past. And, of course, they have the defending champion Belgium up there at the top. I think that, to me, looks like the toughest group, where I really don't know who's going to make it out. I think whoever gets 5th and maybe even 6th in that group is going to feel pretty heartbroken to not be advancing.
Yeah, I agree. That's a tough group. But lots of great players and lots of great teams in all 3 of these groups. So can't start playing yet. I need to decide everyone's individual sides. I'll put out the schedule, get an email out to everybody. I'll try and get that done today. So we can start playing. I'll do the same for US Cup, but that's I think that's going to do it. No crossover games here with groups of 7. Everybody will get 6 games without needing a crossover game. So the deadline for the group stage will be for both tournaments July 31st. 6 games. That's 1 game per month, which seems pretty reasonable. Also, I believe the deadline for the group stage last year was a little bit later, but we've got a slightly bigger playoff this year, so I want to make sure we have more time for the playoffs as well. So July 31st is 1 game per month. Then we will have 4 rounds of playoffs, 1 for August, September, October, November, and then leave a little wiggle room for December, although December can get a little bit tricky for scheduling these games. But hoping that we have a couple of fun tournaments here. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining. JR, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, looking forward to watching these games. Hope to see a lot in videos. I know not as many of these are streamed, but a lot of these countries have people who will post videos So definitely looking forward to that, and looking forward to a lot of those Group A games getting streamed between the U.S. and Canada.
Yes, so we will have those games, and so I look forward to that. I look forward to playing them. Look forward to streaming them. Should be fun. But that is going to do it for now. Thank you for enjoying the draw. I'm going to go ahead and post this on YouTube so folks can take a look at it later, review it as they like. But until next time, for J.R. Jones, this is Justin Abramson signing off. That was fun, but now it's done. So long, everybody.